Hello, Asheviille. It's Kirby Winter with the Asheviille View. Today we have a special guest, Michael Poandl, who works with Western North Carolina AIDS Project. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Kirby. Thanks.
So tell us a little about WNCAP and what their mission is and what they do.
So WNCAP, or the Western North Carolina AIDS Project, was founded way back in 1986. This is actually our 35th anniversary. And it was founded right here in Asheviille by a group of volunteers. This was during the peak of the AIDS crisis. And so at that time, the mission of WNCAP was really to act as a hospice service, providing comfort and care to people who were dying from AIDS. Now, as time went on and treatments for HIV became better, and we knew more about the disease, we were able to expand our services to testing, education, prevention, advocacy, pharmacy services, harm reduction. So we really provide a variety of services now across 18 counties in Western North Carolina. And our mission is really to reduce harm associated with HIV, hepatitis C, and harm reduction, and all of that through an equity lens.
So I hear you all just celebrated National HIV Testing Day. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so National HIV Testing Day is a commemorative day that's been around I would say 10, 15 years or so. It's on June 27th of every year. This year we celebrated by holding a testing event at our Fairview Road office. And actually we gave away free sandwiches to anyone who came by and got tested for HIV or hepatitis C. And of course, we offer HIV and Hep C testing year-round. All of the tests are free and fast and confidential, and we certainly encourage anyone to come by if they need that service.
So we can call it an HIV testing year.
Yes, exactly. I think every day is a good day for HIV tests.
So where can people get tested for HIV, hepatitis C, and other STDs?
So it's a great question, and it really depends on where you are located exactly. If you're anywhere in Western North Carolina, of course, you can use WNCAP services. You can give us a call at our main line. You can come to our office either here in downtown Asheviille or our office in Oakley in East Asheviille. You can also go to the Public Health Department. Buncombe County has a fantastic health department downtown. Other counties, most counties do have health departments that provide HIV, Hep C, and other STI tests. We have found that some people, particularly in the more rural areas of Western North Carolina, don't necessarily want to go to their public health department because they might be recognized by the person behind the front desk, or it's more of a small town situation. And so the nice thing about WNCAP is that you are assured, we take anonymity and confidentiality very seriously.
Yeah. So do these tests cost anything?
They do not cost anything.
So
They're absolutely free.
Awesome. So another thing we wanted to talk about today was about PrEP and PEP. So what exactly are PrEP and PEP, and what are they for?
So PrEP and PEP stand for pre-exposure prophylaxis and post-exposure prophylaxis. You may have seen PrEP in the news. It's a capital P, lowercase r, and then a capital EP. And basically what that is it's a daily pill that prevents HIV. And it's a pretty remarkable step forward in the HIV prevention movement because it doesn't necessarily mean that if you have an interaction with somebody who's HIV positive, you will actually not contract HIV regardless of the other measures you take. Now, WNCAP as a public health agency always encourages partners to discuss with each other what protection methods they're comfortable with. PrEP does not protect, for example, against pregnancy in women. It does not protect against other STIs, but it is very effective at preventing HIV if it is taken once daily as prescribed. And so that's great. However, what we're finding is that a barrier for a lot of people is cost, right? Some people are uninsured, or some people, even if they do have insurance, PrEP remains expensive. So they can actually come to WNCAP, and our pharmacy services department will navigate folks through the process of getting, most of the time, free PrEP. It's either free or very low cost. And we do that through a combination of patient assistance programs, grants, copay assistance out of our own pocket. The most important thing is that we're not a provider, so the person actually has to go to a doctor or somebody else that can give them a PrEP prescription. But again, we can navigate folks through that process, make them an appointment, find them a provider that takes their insurance or accepts, people on Medicaid or people who are uninsured. And then PEP, the other medication you mentioned, we call that an emergency medication, meaning it must be taken 72 hours after potential exposure. If you believe that you may have been exposed to HIV, whether through sex or through contact with needles, unsterile needles, you can actually take PEP. It's a multi-pill regimen over a couple of weeks, and that will prevent you from contracting HIV.
Wow. So what are some of the steps that someone has to take to get actually prescribed PrEP?
It's a good question, and most providers in general, well, let me put it this way. All providers have the ability to prescribe PrEP. There's nothing special about it. It's not a controlled substance or anything like that. Sometimes you run into barriers where the provider doesn't know about PrEP, or perhaps doesn't feel comfortable prescribing PrEP. Maybe they have, religious objections or something. I will say, from anecdotal evidence, here in Asheviille and Buncombe County, the vast majority of providers, whether that's, your family doctor or someone at Mission or someone at Winches, or Mayheck, any of the free clinics, they're all aware of PrEP and PEP. And again, we tell people the first step is getting in contact with your provider. So if you can do that on your own and you have a doctor you really like or whatever, great. However, you can also come to us and we can help you through that process. Basically, we can help you with the whole process, everything from getting the prescription to actually getting delivered the medication, or if you just need help with one step of that process. For example, maybe you have the PrEP prescription, but you find out when you go to CVS, it's actually going to be $500 for a month's supply. Well, that's not going to work for most people. So you can actually come to us, prescription in hand, and we'll help you with the latter part of that. We work with several specialty pharmacies, Sona, Avita, Appalachian Specialty Pharmacy. These are all pharmacies that specialize in more specific, expensive medications like PrEP, PEP, hepatitis C treatments. And so we have relationships with them where we're able to use, again, a combination of grants, patient assistance programs, all of which is available to any person. But if anybody's ever filled out like complex medical paperwork, you know what a nightmare it is.
Yeah.
So we actually have people who will do that for you for free. It's all free.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any social media pages or phone numbers or ways that people can get in contact with you or look you up?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would chiefly direct people to WNCAP.org, WNCAP.org. You can also call our main office line. We're open during business hours. You can also leave a message. And yeah, we definitely do have social media. I encourage folks to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I hear that we're getting a TikTok soon.
Oh,
I'll have to
wow.
update you on that.
Dance moves?
Exactly. We'll create a harm reduction dance that I'm sure will go viral, although that is kind of problematic language considering what we do, but
Well, it has been so nice talking to you. This is Michael
Likewise.
Wendell with WNCAP. This is Kirby Winter with the Asheviille View. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.